Welcome back to PyraTENT. Today I'd like to quickly show the design Richard Young and we made to basically demonstrate how PyraTENT works. So simply we grab the PyraTENT design and then turn it into a design that you can make with polycarbonate sheet. Everything transparent and show how the PyraTENT works. And the whole thing is very small. It's very tiny actually. It's only 2 feet by 2 feet at the base, and the height is less than 3 feet. Yeah, that's what you see here. The green portion, if you remember how the PyraTENT looks, the green portion represents the pond, the area that with the inner layer created by pond liner, one piece of pond liner, and then to form a pond, and then we fill the soap liquid to the 2/3, and yeah, that acts as a thermal mass for the whole structure. But in this model, we simply use that pond to build a bubble generator. So as you can see, the entire space underneath the platform actually is a bubble generator. It simply sit there. It's large, relatively large, because in another model someone did in the past, the bubble generator is within the double layer cavity, which is a relatively small area. This limits the size of the bubble generator, so that's why the filling of bubbles is slow. But in this design, we use the entire space underneath the platform to be the bubble generator. So this way, the bubble filling, bubble generation is faster, right, and quicker. And then you can see the flow. Actually, it's not just the filling, but after filling, you're gonna see the bubbles will be destroyed and then reproduce right away. If you use the transparent polycarbonate sheet to make the whole thing, then the real thing will look more transparent, lighter in color. So I'm going to show the full assembly process, each part, and explain, and then we'll start from there. First, look like the base, the box. So the box simply represents the pond, and it doesn't have to be green color. You can use polycarbonate sheet, but because everything is contained inside this box, and the box support actually, even the edge supports certain part, so we suggest could use a thicker polycarbonate sheet to do it, or use other material, rigid plastic sheet, whatever you have in hand. Yeah, so that's what it is. And then the next one is the main part. That's the soap bubble generator. So this is the bubble generator showing the reticulate film, porous screen, actually reticulate screen, 2 screens, and 1 fan. So in this design, we use only 1 fan to blow air in to create the positive pressure, and then there will be 2 nozzles, so spray the soap liquid. So there will be holes connect to a soap tank, soap reservoir, and then a pump in the reservoir. The pump press the liquid in, spray out from the nozzle and cover the screen, make the screen wet, and then the fan blow air in, so the air has nowhere to go but to go through the wet screen. Soap sprayed with soap liquid, and then push the air out to create the bubbles. So the top of this portion is slightly higher, create the gap for the bubbles to come back. Okay, so the bubbles will be produced here and here, and then reach to the top and coming back through this gap back to the fan. That's the complete circuit. And then we simply put a piece of board, could be plastic board, anything plastic, doesn't have to be transparent. So that simply imitate the platform, and this platform sit flat on top of the bubble generator, and also seal the gap. Okay, see the gap clearly. So that's the platform floor, and then the next one, the base. Once this two parts assembled, we simply put the whole thing in the box, okay, like this. So you can see the whole thing form the base of the model, and this is seen from the top. You can clearly see the gap. This is the inside edge of the inside, this is the edge of the outside, and then later on the next one we're going to see better, and when we put the inner layer into this whole thing. So this is after the inner layer is placed. Inner layer assembly, it's because it's got the 4 parts for the inner layer, and then 4 wings, and the wings cut here, and the wings also reach all the way to the bottom of the box as a support. So the whole thing would just be like this, and seal properly. Anywhere you want some seal, doesn't have to be airtight seal, and then you can use weather strip or even a strip of reticulate foam sheet. That's also give you good seal. Okay, that's the inner layer with wings with divider, and then lastly you simply drop the outer layer as a hat, and then that finish everything. That's the full assembly. Okay, and so take a look, and also we can take a look from the top, and you see here, clearly see the double layer gap, and then you will understand the bubbles will be produced here, and then nowhere to go but to go up because there's divider, and going up, and then this also going up, the bubbles from this side, and then the two stream joint at the top, and keep expanding, and then just flow down. Bubbles very sticky to each other, so they won't drop down but will be pushed down. So there'll be a little push because the bubble keeps expanding, more bubbles are produced, and then here there's a little bit negative pressure because the fan draw air from this region and the region in the opposite panel, and then just so that the bubble will just continue to fill. There's no resistance, so the bubble will go where there's less pressure, and then until the bubble is completely filled, the entire cavity, and then returning to the fan. That's the full circle, full cycle, full circuit. And so will be lovely if we can make this model and see everything happening. And then lastly, I'm going to show you all the parts, the different portions of the model. So remember, five units, right? Assembly unit. One is the box, then the second one is the bubble generator, and then square sheet acts as a platform. You just simply sit on top of the bubble generator, and then you place the inner layer right on top, and then with the legs reaching to the bottom, and then lastly finish everything with a hat. Okay, this is the outer layer, and that will give you the full model, and that will do the job, and to let you see how bubbles are produced by the bubble generator, and then fill the double layer cavity entirely. You're gonna achieve total fill easily within a few minutes. Yeah, that's it. Hope you understand what I'm talking about. If not, ask questions, and we'll see you next time.